know.
I mean, I know a lot of people like that. How you feel about like people that are dumber than you but are more successful than you? Like,
I feel dumb. Like
People like who are half as talented.
are like,
no,
yeah.
I'm saying like, okay, like Floyd Mayweather.
Is
Like
Floyd
they
Mayweather
say
dumb?
I don't think he's dumb. I'm not saying he's dumb, but people perceive him as dumb because they say he can't read and stuff like that.
He can count that money.
He's intellectual because he wouldn't be able to have the money that he has.
Right.
That's not an intellectual.
Okay, maybe not intellectual.
Not intellectual.
He's good
But
at boxing.
No,
but
he's good at the
business
business
smart.
of
Business
boxing.
savvy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
business savvy.
He's business intellectual and business.
Okay, what about somebody like Soldier Boy?
Is he dumb?
No, so this is the thing.
I don't even know what
This-
I don't want to
person.
call anybody dumb.
This is the thing. I don't think they're dumb. I think they see things simply. And other people be overthinking.
Nah, some of them
I
dudes be
overthink.
dumb.
No, but I'm saying.
But can we call them dumb?
No, I'm saying I
They
think
be doing outlandish things.
I think they're so
dumb.
that they're smart because they see things simply. We be overthinking stuff, so we're really the dumb ones.
Because we try to play within a bounds, and they have no
Right? They
boundaries.
be like, just think about it. Like if somebody is aloof, they be like, oh well, I'm just gonna go do it,
Yeah, but
and they
that's not
just
smart.
go do it.
like being drunk, and you just
Yeah, but that's not smart all the time.
No, it's not smart all the time, but we're talking about more successful than you. Because success doesn't mean that you necessarily are like the smartest.
Right.
It really is just the person that's just going out here doing what other people won't do.
Not all the time.
I don't know, man. Like
Some people are dumb and they just got lucky.
that's
And they can't.
that's
they
my
can't
point.
sustain
That's
it.
my point. I feel
Right?
like
So
some
I
people
think
are
the
literally
dumb-
lucky.
The dumb people who are lucky
Y'all believe in luck?
end up losing it.
Hell yeah.
Y'all believe in luck?
Yeah.
I don't believe nobody's lucky. I think
don't
there's
believe in
still
luck.
there's some type of intentionality there.
No, bro. Sometimes these
Name
people,
somebody that did something dumb that is and they
know,
catch me
you-
outside. How about that?
but
That's not.
You're right.
That wasn't intentional.
I think some people have breaks. Y'all
Yeah.
don't believe in luck.
But
some people get a
you
catch
go
up.
you go
But
you're right.
but
You go
I
viral.
bet if you go and double back on those dumb people and see where they are now, I bet they don't have the same success.
That's true, because Catch Me Outside ain't had no more phrases.
But I think she still has money though.
How about that? She do got money, bro. She like 17.
So she took advantage of the situation. So she's not dumb. Sometimes you have good people on your team. It's like maybe she's next to the right person or something like that. But I don't know.
Maybe we're done, bro. Let's start the pod.
And we back. It's your boys, the Soundboard Podcast. This is Coop, joined by
Your boy Don Teasy.
Your main man JJ
And
back
this is-
again.
back again.
We didn't need all that.
He did a lot.
He did a lot.
And we are episode 19.
1-9.
Bro, what were y'all doing when y'all was 19?
Drunk. A lot of things I shouldn't have.
19. That was a good year. I was also doing a lot of stuff I shouldn't have been doing.
19. I feel like 19 because you out here just reckless at 19. Like 19, you feel invincible.
Definitely. And you know what's crazy? I was talking to one of the homies on PlayStation because I game.
He was talking to a little 9-year-old kid.
One of the homies.
One of the homies.
And
Hey,
I
what's up,
asked
Dirk?
him-
How was school?
One of the little homies.
I asked him if he knew what MapQuest was.
Oh, they didn't grow up with MapQuest.
And this he's 24.
Yeah, bro. I couldn't
didn't know
realize
what it
they're
was?
not our generation.
I was like, do you know what MapQuest is? He's like, oh, that was like a game back in the day, right? I was like,
Not a
no.
game.
no, ain't no game.
Bro, do y'all remember life before
That's what
GPS?
that's what I was telling him. I was like, I couldn't remember why I didn't go anywhere when I was younger. Like in high school, like just drive somewhere because I had a
Well,
car.
bro, you had to go to MapQuest at the crib on the desktop.
Yes.
You had to print it out.
Yes.
You had to print it out and then have it in the car with you.
And then don't let there be construction.
Oh, and then,
That's
the
no,
MapQuest-
but that's when you had to read the map, the actual
Nah,
like.
bro, I ain't never. I don't know how to read the map.
So when
For
we
real? I don't know how to read a map.
I can try.
Y'all don't know how to read a map?
Bro, if you tell me, like, I hate when people give me directions and they be like, go up and then turn east.
wait.
Which
How do
way
y'all-
is east?
So left, right?
How do y'all not know?
East is the left,
How
right?
do y'all not know how to read a map?
I don't know how to read a map.
But
bro.
y'all grew up before there was GPS.
You a Boy Scout? I didn't go anywhere.
I
JJ.
used MapQuest.
I can remember having to go on a date when I was in high school, right? And I just got my license. I'm trying to take this girl out. And I had to go to the computer, print out the directions,
Yes.
and keep the directions with me in the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looking at the maps.
I didn't go anywhere I didn't know how to get to.
That boy Coop never left his neighborhood.
Never.
I'm driving to the corner store.
Yeah.
No, I used to just use MapQuest, but I didn't, because MapQuest, it gives you directions. I'm really good
You
at
looked
reading
at the
directions.
step by step.
I looked at step by step, so it'll be like, go up 0.3 and bust a left on Riverside. And I'll be like,
Yes.
okay, bet. But it just sucked if you missed that, because then you got to just be like, okay, let me bust a U and go back, because I don't know where I'm going.
You got to
from
find
here.
your way back.
That's why you look at the actual
No,
map.
JJ, ain't nobody looking at
They
maps.
didn't know the directions, dog.
JJ whipped out a map on that date. She was like, oh, girl, that man can read a map.
He had his compass,
Oh,
his map.
Oh, girl, he whipped out a compass. I didn't even know what to do with myself.
He looked in the sky, looked for the North Star.
That boy stuck his finger out the window. I think the wind is going
Y'all
east.
wildin'.
The sun rises on the east and sets on the west, so
Bro, I really do hate that.
At least
You
I
be
know
like,
which way is east.
you're left.
north, east. I mean, north, east, south, west.
It's your left, and then
Is it always
north
left?
is up.
No.
No, fool, because you're not always pointed north.
No,
Sometimes
do
you're
not
pointed
listen to,
south.
do not listen to this man.
Come
What'd
on,
you say?
He
dog.
gonna have you lost. He talking about north is always up.
North is up. Unless North's behind you. Nah, y'all, that's funny. But yeah, bro, I've come to realize like that generation is significantly different. Like, if you want to talk about, like, they wouldn't understand that if you wanted to get on the internet and your mama had to take a call, you was gonna have to get knocked off the internet.
Who picked up the phone?
Because my mama used to be like, Dante, I'm expecting a call.
Wait, how did she call you?
Dante, I am expecting a call.
Bro,
Get off the internet.
I can remember getting on the plane, like having to leave, taking a trip, and my parents sending me on a trip, and then putting quarters in my pocket because I had to get on a payphone whenever I landed to let the people know I got there. The new generation ain't got to worry about that.
Bruh, do y'all miss hanging up on somebody for real? Like,
Bro, so you know what's so funny? It used to be, and I be messing with Jaden all the time because I'll be like, you will never understand the nervousness of having to call somebody that you like and hope that they parents don't pick up the phone.
man.
And bro, my ex, bro, shout out to Tabitha. Her mama used to hold me on the phone 30 minutes by the time Tabitha get on
Talk out.
She be like,
My ears is tired.
She's be like, how was your day, young man? And I'm like, how you doing, Miss Smith? How was school? What them grades looking like? She was real religious. So she used to be like, did you know that this is a day that the Lord has made? You need to rejoice and be glad in it. I'm like,
He makes
"Ma'am,
every day.
I did not sign up for Bible study.
I said, I'm doing some rejoicing.
I'm trying to rejoice if you get it.
You keeping me from rejoicing. Nah, bro, but I've come to realize that generation just will never understand that struggle.
Ever.
Like the whole waiting until after 9 o'clock to get on the call because that's when the minutes were free.
Yeah.
Like they'll never understand that.
Never.
They ungrateful.
But speaking
Or
of,
having a limited amount of text messages.
when you run out of text,
Yeah.
You run out of text. Or I had a prepaid phone. Like my first phone was a legit prepaid phone where you had to go buy minutes.
How
yes.
old were y'all when y'all got your first phone?
6th grade.
I was in the
6.
Yeah.
You was in the 6th grade.
My daddy got money, man. You know.
He had
Shout out
to,
to Pops, man.
right? Because I think I was like in the 8th.
I was in high school.
Yeah, you was in high school.
Late
Oh, you
bloomers.
was sheltered.
Y'all some late.
I was sheltered.
JJ was sheltered.
Yeah, bro, not to high school.
Dang.
But speaking of next generation, Casey's home.
Woo! Yeah.
The eagle has landed.
The eagle has landed.
Welcome home.
Welcome home,
And
Casey.
everybody says marriage is work, which I don't believe. I mean, it is a little bit of work, but it's mostly fun. Kids are work.
I believe it.
I
ain't
believe that.
stopped working since you got home.
Coop like, gosh dang! That's my turn around. I need some. Bro, I didn't
They
even know.
need constant
Attention.
attention.
Constant attention.
Like, then you be worried if they gonna roll out of the bed.
They
It's
make
just
sure they're
nerve-wracking.
breathing.
Is she breathing? Okay, she good.
Exactly.
Okay, she good.
Exactly.
Bro, I just feel like that's a lot.
It's a lot, but it's so worth it. That's what you're supposed to say, right?
So
Ain't that what you're supposed to say?
it's worth it. So how long has Casey been home?
She's been home for one day, 24 hours.
And how has that 24 hours been like? How has that shifted things for you?
It's been nonstop work. Feeding her every 3 hours, then cleaning all her feeding stuff. It's just been a lot of work. But it's been fun. Me and Key get a lot of laughs at how we were just messing up everything.
Oh, see, that's dope.
good, yeah.
Y'all messing up together.
It's good to hear that because I feel like kids could either bring people
Bring
closer,
closer together or
they
spread y'all far away.
put them farther apart.
One thing about me and Key, we gonna laugh.
They probably be laughing at Casey. She thought we was about to get up.
Bruh, when we picked her up, like when we picked her up from the hospital, I pulled up in the car. We have like the fancy stroller. One of her friends gave it to Key. So it's like a car seat, a stroller, and everything in one.
Transformers.
But we couldn't figure out how to put this car seat in the car. So we outside with Casey for like 20 minutes. And the nurse just sitting there. I was like, I promise we're going to get better at this.
Casey probably like,
That nurse probably like, go ahead, give her back.
Right, exactly.
Casey probably like, God, you could have sent me to any family. this is the hand I've dealt. What did I do to deserve this?
Definitely. So,
That's what's up, bro.
yeah.
I can't wait till we see a couple episodes from now how it is.
Oh, yeah.
Right now you and Key and Bliss. Wait till that no sleep kick in.
Right, bro.
I'm tired of this.
I'm about to hire a nanny for real.
Hey, that's when it's worth it.
For real. If you got money, I don't see nothing wrong with hiring a nanny. People be acting like, you hire a nanny, you not raising your kid. Yes, I am. I'll pay for them.
I'll pay for that nanny.
Yeah, bro. Because I feel like that's the hardest. This is the hardest stage.
This is
they
the hardest
are
stage.
Complete 100% dependent on you.
Yes.
Like, let me start whenever they can start speaking. They can use the bathroom. I know what's up.
You know what the crazy part is? When I was thinking about kids, I skipped this part.
What did you think? You skipped to 5 years
I'm like,
old?
oh yeah, we're about to be playing sports and playing.
Going to the games. Bro, that's like 5 years from now.
Oh my gosh, I have to wait.
Yeah, and you probably gonna have another one in between that.
I don't know. We'll see.
You know what I think is so. And I think this is really our generation thing. You got a lot of people who be like, after they had the first one, they be like, I don't want no more.
It's a lot.
No, it's like I was gonna say, a literally. But I think that's a lot of things. You start talking about debt. You start talking about like just the type of money people making. But a lot of my friends who have one kid, they be like, bro, I'm good.
Yeah,
We can get
So
a
the
dog
people-
or something.
The people who have more than one kid, it was unplanned.
As my mama like to say, an unexpected blessing. That's what my mama said I was.
It's the best type.
Unexpected blessing.
Look at you.
AKA mistake.
I feel like our
Nah, it ain't a
parents.
mistake.
I feel like our parents couldn't afford us and didn't care, and I feel like we can't afford children.
And we'd be like, no, I'm not gonna
I'm
do
not
it.
gonna do it.
Well, because I feel like our parents' generation, it's like, it is what it is. You're going to either get these hand-me-downs and you're going to eat the same meal for 5 days in a row and you're going to be okay with it.
That
We
wolf
be
chili.
like,
Dante came out eating wolf
bro,
chili.
yeah, I knew I wasn't crazy, bro. Other people was coming saying, yes, bro, I remember wolf chili and we did not just eat it in the winter.
That's
That's
good. You're
y'all.
not by yourself.
Yeah, that's y'all privileged kids. But yeah, bro, no, that's amazing, man. Coop didn't even tell us
I wanted to
Casey was
surprise
home.
y'all.
I walked in and I'm like, who is this?
Who is this?
Who is this?
And Casey said, "Who is this?"
Right. Casey's
You
like,
at
this
my
my
Yeah,
house.
you coming to my home?
Get the stepping.
Yeah, I didn't know she was gonna be here either.
Yeah, bro. It was a pleasant
I want to
surprise.
surprise y'all.
And I was a little tired. She picked me up.
Yeah,
Uncle
She's
was
a
so glad.
sleeper.
she sleeps a lot,
She
except at
been-
night.
Oh
Y'all got to keep her up.
I had to stay up in order to keep her up. Obviously, she be sleep. I be sleep.
They say you're supposed to sleep when she sleeps.
That's what I do during the day.
It's really key, baby. I ain't heard this man work at all. That's key, baby. Nah, but that's what's up, bro. I'm glad that little Casey is home.
Yes, sir.
And I can't wait to chronicle. I'm just thinking back like years from now. We're going to be on the episode and it's going to be like, yeah, Casey's going to her first day of school.
Yeah.
That's going to be amazing.
Yeah, but what's up with y'all?
What's up, Dante?
Bruh, I got dipped in that water again.
Oh,
I saw on Instagram and said, I think I need to get dipped again. That first one wearing off.
When you say dipped in the water, my brother, what are you
Bro, I
mean?
got baptized. And so this is the crazy thing. Yeah.
Give it up.
To the river.
Down by the river.
riverside. So for those of you who do not know, in the Christian faith, being in the river where you get dipped is saying, I am surrendering my life and saying that Christ is Lord of my life.
That's
and so
huge.
It's a huge thing, bro. And so I have been baptized when I was younger, bro. And no lie, I swear to y'all, I seen a mermaid under that water. But that's a whole nother story.
What you mean?
When I saw something under that water, when I got baptized the first time. I was a kid. I don't tell it. Maybe I may do it. But this time, bro, I was like, because y'all know we've already talked about my struggles on the episode. This is therapy for me. And so I just felt like it was time to do that because I just felt myself in this rhythm of just being exhausted all of the time. And I don't think it was necessarily because I need like physical rest. I think I was just tired of just trying to manage everything. And what I had to realize is I can't control everything. And that's why the faith is so important, because you're saying, I'm not controlling it. God is controlling it. Right. So it's been a week and nothing has changed. You tell yourself like, once I get dipped, things go be. I rode the high for a couple days.
Oh, I got some clean sins on him now. They just washed his sins.
No, bro.
Not away.
The first couple of days, I was like, okay, bro. I'm surrendered. It is what it is, bro. We on about day 7 now, and I've come to realize nothing changes if nothing changes. And so at first, I had got baptized, but I still hadn't changed like my rhythm of things, right? And so you want to be making sure that you're praying on a consistent basis, you're reading the word, all this type of stuff. I hadn't changed anything. And so what I found was I'm just like, we're a couple of days in, I'm like, okay, back to normal. No. Which isn't good. So for me, that was the biggest thing, is just realizing that I have to be super intentional about that process every day.
You have to get to the transformation level that we talked about.
Right. Yeah, bro. First, congratulations on the
I
baptism.
appreciate that.
That's
I appreciate
huge,
that, my guy.
That's huge. But to your point, there has to be a level of intentionality
Right,
there,
right.
So if you're talking about going back to normal, that's essentially saying you're going back to your old way that you was baptized from.
Right.
So you gotta something has to shift.
Right. And it's the thing, I ain't even did nothing. It ain't like I did anything. It's just I felt like, how you first do something, you get that newness of it.
Yeah.
You all positive and you always like, and then eventually I found myself going back because I did it because I was tired. Right. And so now we 7 days in, I'm like, well, dang, I still feel tired. And it's because nothing has changed. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going about things the exact same way. And that's what I can't do.
Yeah.
So it's just about the intentionality of it. I felt like it was one of those things that I needed to do because if I want to be ahead of a home one day, that's something that I want to make sure I'm being led by God so I can lead my home.
Yeah. Well, so what's interesting, you say you got baptized again. I'm curious, like, what led you to be baptized now, like at this time?
So
if you don't mind.
The crazy thing is, bro, I had thought about it for a while. And I kept going back and forth. I was like, do you need to be baptized? Like, you technically already got baptized. Like, you don't need to get baptized again. But I felt like this was just a showing that I am taking myself out of the driver's seat and I'm allowing God to be in the driver's seat. And I'm going to be in the passenger seat. Because let me just be real with y'all. I've been doing it my way and I ain't really been getting nowhere.
That's real.
Like, I ain't been getting nowhere. Yeah. So the least I can do is be like, God, let me just see what you got, bro.
Yeah.
Let me just see what you got. And so that's really what it was. I just realized that, for me, it is a level of just surrender, bro. I realized that I saw a lot of things. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody sees the world through a particular lens. For me, I saw it through a lens of finances and money. Like, that's how I saw everything. It's what I thought about. It determined my joy. It determined my peace in seasons.
You got new glasses.
Yeah, they got glasses. Expensive. And so for me now, the goal is to see things through the lens of God and not necessarily through finances, because
That's-
that's an idol.
That's what's up, bro. So 2 is good. 3, I might talk about you.
Let me do this again. Let me do this a third time's a
The
charm.
next year, we on the podcast. He like, I just got baptized.
I got baptized again. Nah, bro, we good on this.
Okay.
JJ, where you at, Brady?
Man, it's been actually a good week for me. It's been kind of eventful. Shout out to my boy Brian. He had a fitness boot camp.
Oh yeah, shout out to B.
Eat greedy.
Eat Greedy Fitness. Yum, 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 yum.
Hey, bro, we put in work. It was a good workout, man. We all got together Saturday. So basically, he partnered with 3 other trainers
Oh, dope.
in the Metroplex. They called it D9 and Friends. So every trainer there was part of the Greek, was Greek in some form.
Okay.
Right.
Oh.
So they brought people together. I don't even know how many people was there.
Was that that many?
It was probably like 40 people.
That's a lot of
that's
people.
Yeah, it was probably like 40 people. And we're talking about working out.
Oh, y'all was like legit working out.
Yeah, they separated us into stations. Like, so each trainer had their own station. And we probably worked with that trainer for maybe like 10 minutes. And then we would switch. So it was like high intensity
I
work.
like that.
But it was good work.
30
bro.
minutes straight.
It was longer than 30 minutes total because we had like warm up, cool down, things like that. But yeah, bro, it was good workout.
That's
enjoyed
what's
it.
up.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a team setting almost,
Yeah, essentially.
like football practice or something. It felt like that. I
Yeah.
guess.
So you
That's
had like
dope.
the morale from the group.
Yeah.
Everybody like kind of hyping everybody up. So it was cool, bro. Good workout, and they also had brought vendors there too, so you could see other Black local vendors.
Oh, that's dope.
In the health and wellness world. So like you got to chop it up with them afterwards, buy their products, support them. So it was overall a great event, man.
That's dope.
That's what's up. JJ out here take care of his fitness.
Yeah. And also I went to a distillery this weekend, so that was pretty cool too.
For the uncultured, what's distillery?
A distillery is where they make liquor. So,
Somebody was listening and was like, he went
up?
to a disco.
so you know how you have a brewery for like for people who drink beer,
Right.
That's where the beer is made. I went to a local local distillery in Fort Worth, and they kind of take you on a tour of how liquor is made. So it was just cool getting educated on that experience. They also let you taste the different liquors, but for me, I could tell the drastic difference in the quality of liquor versus like other liquors. So it was pretty cool.
You want to shout them out? So like the Monarch, some people been
Jay,
following
let me
your
tell you something.
suggestions.
Let me tell you something. JJ be putting people on.
Hey, yeah. If you're in DFW Metroplex, check out Black Land Distillery.
Blackland. I was telling JJ, I actually went there for a birthday party.
Yeah,
Should have
so
got me a bottle.
I got myself a bottle, but you feel free to come through and pull up with your boy.
We're still waiting on that mattress money from y'all also.
What matches money?
We said diapers, Pampers.
Oh, yeah, we're still waiting for those two.
Yeah, we got you. what happened after the last episode?
Look. Cool.
I'm collecting for Casey. Y'all don't play
What's
with
the
me.
day?
That boy keep
The 7th?
running laws.
Look, I get paid on the 10th.
Okay. I'll be contacting you on the night. On the night.
I catch up you on the 10th.
Post date the check.
I catch up you on the 10th. No, that's dope. So you were saying the guy, when I went, the guy had a cool little story about how he started
man.
the distillery.
Yeah, I ain't gonna ruin too much of the tour because he'll talk about it on the tour if you decide to take a tour. But basically, his story is that he was a lawyer for like 15 years, and he started taking culinary classes at night. And he recognized that culinary was very similar to like the process of making liquor. And so he transitioned to that, did some more schooling for that, opened up his own distillery spot because he wanted to have like quality liquor. That's something he enjoyed, and that's something he wanted to be able to put out. So his story was actually pretty cool, man. He talks more in depth about it in more detail, so I don't want to do too much.
Right.
So it still makes the tour enjoyable if you decide to do that. But yeah, his backstory was pretty cool. Also, it's a distillery, but they have a cocktail lounge.
Okay.
So if that's something
Yeah.
that you want to do like on a happy hour or a Friday or Saturday night, it's a nice little vibe in there.
Dope. So yeah, if y'all go, make sure to tell them that the soundboard sent you.
Right.
Yes, sir.
No, so you know what I think is so dope? People kind of have this misconception that you can't always like reinvent yourself. And so he has a great story of just reinvention, like waking up one day and just being like, you know what, I don't want to do this no more.
Right.
Like I want to try something new, and a lot of people don't feel like they can try something new. It's almost like you go through life and you get these labels, and the labels end up kind of just sticking with you just forever. And so for a lot of people, you'll get this label like I'm a lawyer, and you feel like that's all you can be.
do, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it feels like people you probably feel like you limited in the label.
Right.
Definitely.
So I know for me, when I think about labels, I was thinking like, what are some of those labels that I have adopted that I just like that limit me or that I hold on to? And I want to throw it to y'all. What are the labels and how have they helped you or how have they hurt you? Right. So like the first one I thought about was most times people have said that I'm a peacemaker. Like I'm always in the middle of something. If some people are arguing, I always be like, I can see what you're saying, but I can also see what you're saying. Right. But I feel like that peacemaker, I've kind of adopted that label, and that label sometimes limits me whenever it's time for me to be confrontational or when there's conflict, right? And I'm like, nah, I'm trying to keep the peace. But there's times that it's necessary for me to be assertive or to.
JJ come in, JJ like, no, JJ, this is not the time. But they like, no, I'm choosing violence, not peace.
Basically.
Right, but I mean, that's something small, but that can limit me in certain areas, especially if I'm trying to grow in like leadership or whatever other capacity it is. If I'm holding on to this label and not seeing myself outside of this label, then that'll limit my progress. So I'm curious from y'all, like what are some of the labels that maybe you have adopted or some of the labels that you identify with or see yourself as?
What was our boy's name that did the interview on Breakfast Club we kept talking about?
Jason Wilson?
Yes.
Wilson.
So he actually talked about labels, and I would say me labeling myself as a man, which I am a man.
You're a male.
but he was saying the definition of how you define a man.
Right.
And he was basically saying like that label of a man, you shouldn't define it because then it limits you.
Yeah. So then you'd be like, men only do X, Y, and Z.
Yes. So I've fallen victim to that before. Where it's like I can't do that. I'm a man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like whether it be just being trying to bear the burden too much without like giving it off. Like, no, a man handles his business on his own. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
No, that's good. So I would say one of the labels, and I think it's consistently followed me through life, is in college, I was kind of the party guy.
Yeah.
Like the party starter.
Right.
And so for me, that was a label that like I've carried around. And so
you say college, you still not the party starter?
So this is the issue. I can't drop the label. I be trying to drop it.
Yeah, invite Dante. I know he's gonna be lit.
I be wanting to drop it because in college it was like, okay, you came in. First of all, I used to call myself a Ciroc boy, just hood. I used to call myself a Ciroc boy, and I used to walk around college parties pouring alcohol in women's mouths.
Ciroc D.
Thank God for transformation.
You did change
So I used to be like that guy. So it was like, if Dante here, we're gonna have a good time. I'm finna be the life of the party. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Graduated college, still was that guy. It was like, you want to turn up, let's go. Somehow though, I started to shift a little bit. I didn't want to drink as much. I didn't want to go out as much. But people still held me to that label. And so when I would go out and I would be like, people would be like, oh, you're not drinking? I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm chilling. They're like, what you mean you chilling? You don't chill. And I'm like, but I do. And so I think it ain't even necessarily the label. It's the label. It's that people don't feel like you can change. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like people feel like you can't change, and really you could wake up the next day and be like, I don't want to do this no more.
Right.
Like you could be I just thought about Drea. Do y'all remember Drea
From Basketball Wives?
from Basketball Wives when she was like her oldest got deleted? She was like, you can delete it. Like, I'm not one anymore.
Her wholeness.
But I think that's real. Like, if she woke up and was like, I'm not on that no more.
Right.
I'm not doing it no more. But people want to continuously hold you to the label that either they put on you or even that sometimes we put on ourselves as if people can't change. And I don't like that.
I feel you. But do you think that's more of an issue for you to drop the label or the people? Do you put the onus more on on the person or the people?
I mean, I think you have to perceive things. Like, you have to do things differently. Like, you can't be like, oh, I don't do that no more. But every time you look up, I'm drinking. You know what I'm saying? But I think for I think
You
it's
can
harder.
do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want. That's what I'm saying. I think it's harder for people.
But that's the thing.
to
like,
let it go.
You can do whatever you want, but it's very difficult for people to drop labels. So like you can say all day, oh yeah, you can do whatever you want. You have free will to do whatever you want. But most of the times people carry
Once
that
you're labeled, people-
they
that's
carry
the
that
label.
label through. So even Dante talking about being in college and trying to drop that label, it's hard for him to drop the label. Like why is it so hard to drop that label?
Right.
Because people want to hold you to that.
They have an
people
expectation
Yeah,
of
people
what
have
they're
an
gonna get.
expectation of you.
But that's people. That's not you. So it should be just as easy to just say, I'm not that anymore. and
No,
move differently.
you can. I'm not arguing there. I'm saying oftentimes you make the decision that that's not you anymore, but people find it
They still
difficult.
see you.
Yeah, that's how people still choose to see you. So although I can say, yo, I don't do that anymore, people still are treating me as if I'm doing that. And I'm like, no, y'all don't do that no more. And they
Right.
like, but shut up. And I'm like, nah, but for real, I don't do that no more. So I'm saying I think people struggle with it more so than you wanting to change. You can wake up and be like, yo, I'm off that.
What?
But people struggle.
Speak your mind, brother.
I mean, I feel like there's truth to that, but I think that I don't know if that means that you were doing a really good job of redefining that label.
Oh, so what you?
No, I'm just saying because like people are going to people are going to.
JJ basically said. JJ basically said. Okay.
No,
continue.
I'm saying people are going to respond to what you give them. So if somebody comes up to you and be like, "That's not who you are. That's what you were," but then you indulge in the drink and you indulge in this, like you're still in that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I don't do that anymore, and people still be trying to regard me like that.
Is that okay?
But those are probably like people that don't know you at all.
Yeah, you're right. So you know what I will say? People in my inner circle, it's not really much of an issue. It's people who may not be around me as much. So people who are in your inner circle can see the changes more up close. For them, it seems consistent because they're like, oh, "Okay, I saw you doing this last.
Right.
I saw you doing this last." It was gradual.
Yeah.
To other people who may not see you as much, it's like, "Boy, quit lying."
Yeah.
Yeah. So just because I know you, Dante, is that why? Like I notice now, like you don't hardly drink at all. Is it because you're trying to get that label off of you, or is it because you really just don't ever want to have a drink or anything?
I think it's 50-50.
50-50?
Yeah, it's like 50-50. Part of it is I no longer want to be associated with that label. Like I don't want to
That's
be
not a part of
associated-
your brand anymore.
Yeah, like I don't want that to be a part.
He's a new.
Yeah. First of all, I got dipped. So when I left that in the water.
Right.
But no, honestly, a part of it was, and I think I've told y'all this on the podcast. When the last time I got drunk, I embarrassed myself.
Yeah.
And
there.
really, it was really my homeboy showing me that picture of me laid out on this bar steps.
Right.
And I was so embarrassed. I was like, bro, I don't want that to be associated with my name anymore. So it's 50-50. And I don't think I really just like alcohol. I just did it because it was like, this is what I'm gonna do.
It's the thing to do.
Yeah. So I was talking to an old head at church, and his story is so dope, bro. He was married for a long time.
It's a different old head from last old head.
Yeah, different old head, way different old head.
Mad old heads.
Bro, because I don't be want to tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? No, this ain't the old.
Do you talk to young people?
Nah, I be trying, cause y'all
young boy?
Y'all on the same level as me. I need wisdom.
Right.
So not the old head that's not married to his soulmate. This a different one. But I was talking to him, and he was married for a long time, ended up getting divorced, and he was like, when he got divorced, his accountability partner was like, bro, don't jump back in these streets. Give me a year of just focusing on you, growing on you, like growing in, your faith, doing what you need, like getting yourself right physically, mentally, emotionally. And he said, he was like, not only did he do it for a year, but he did it for 18 months.
Woo.
And he was saying
By
that-
himself?
By himself.
So
bro.
he just was to himself.
To himself. He wasn't dipping and diving and nothing.
My guy get no river action.
Man, my guy said it was dry like the Sahara. But he was telling us that story. He was like, yeah, bro, it was a season. He was like, but it was a season I needed to be that intentional. And now he's married to his wife now, going on 2 years, bro. And he's like, I attribute our success in our marriage on those 18 months where I literally only focused on growing as a man. And so we were just talking about just the intention of singleness, because we were just talking about how he was saying how a lot of guys, especially younger guys, aren't intentional in their singleness. And so what ends up happening is when they get married, they're going through all these issues and having all these problems when a lot of this could have been solved in the intention of singleness. And so I start thinking about like, what are some things that people do when they single during single.
First off, I would have hung up on that accountability partner.
I'm single now.
So what do they do, or what should they do?
No, let's talk about what they do. What they do?
They back in the streets.
They back in the streets. Mattress testers.
Let me send this mass text. I miss you.
Mattress Texas.
See who respond.
They out here
What you
testing
got going tonight?
mattresses.
What you doing? What's up?
So I think that's one thing. The mattress testing. You bouncing from mattress to
mattress
mattress.
giant.
You heard of the Jolly Green Giant?
Need a mattress giant. You need somebody to come test that mattress. So I think it's that, bro. All these women try to be savages. I'm a savage. Trying to be savages. What are some other things? Oh, you trying to be a bottle boy? You in the club every weekend,
section
popping
boys.
section boys.
Drink
you
your pain away.
You drinking your pain away. What are some other things that y'all think people do in their singleness that's unproductive?
I ain't been single since I was a teenager.
Ooh, that's a long time ago, bro.
Bruh.
Coop said, I ain't never been single. Look, I ain't never went without.
Bruh.
I think you hit probably like
That's
the
probably
main,
most of-
the
that's what
main
most people
ones
do.
on the head. I feel like people also in their season of singleness after that, I feel like people get super defensive, like they put guards up,
Right.
So they move around like on a rampage,
Mm.
where they're trying to hurt everybody in their path.
Right.
I know what they do. Start quoting deep stuff on Instagram.
Boy, that's how I can always tell when somebody's single now. I can always tell when somebody's single now.
Don't make somebody a priority when you're just an option. They quote that. That's like
All I need is God. No, baby. Baby, you're single. So I want to ask y'all, what are some things that people, what do y'all think people should be doing in their singleness? And what did you do in your singleness that you believe is preparing you or has prepared you? So Coop is married. What prepared you to be married? And JJ and I asked her, like, what is helping us in this season to prepare for marriage? Like, what did you do?
I think it's just really get to understand, what I need and what I want and what I'm willing to deal with and not deal with.
So be definitive in what you want.
Yeah, definitely.
That's good.
Definitely. But you also have to be able to adapt a little bit. But, you have to definitely figure that out first.
Because women be saying, I don't want no man who don't know where he going. So that's good. But that's good, though. But that's something that a lot of people wouldn't think about.
Right.
What does that look like though?
As far as
Like how do you practically figure that out?
you have to date, I would think, right? Self-reflection on your past experiences and then the experiences that you're getting in real time. Because as far as single, it's just you're not officially with somebody, right?
Right.
So you're still dating, right?
You can.
Yeah, I think you have to date people, see, and just see kind of like what you like, what you don't like.
That's good. That's good.
I think experience is the best teacher.
That's good.
That's
That's
true.
quotable.
That is true. Experience is the best. Well, no, let me stop because some of y'all gonna take this the wrong way. He said experience, not ran through, or
You
running
didn't say
through,
what type of experience.
or running through.
Whatever you into.
Well,
Any experience.
Right, but you know what? Sometimes you gotta lay it out for people. 'Cause people be like, you know what? Coop did say I need to be at her test. No,
I need to
sweetheart.
get my experience.
Yeah,
up.
no, sweetheart. We don't mean that.
Still protect your heart a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But,
Right.
you gotta get your feet wet.
JJ, what is something that you did in your singleness? I feel like JJ got a whole bunch of, because JJ's super intentional about life. What are some things that you did in your singleness that you believe is preparing you for a relationship?
Yeah, I think I spent a lot of intentional time in my singleness. I think for me, it's about taking a step back and working on you. I think that most of the time people are not fully whole or fully healed. To really
That boy D.
No, I mean, for real, to be in a relationship with somebody else. So probably 9 times out of 10, if the relationship didn't work, it's probably because one party was not fully whole or fully healed.
Right.
Or
Yeah,
maybe
definitely.
it just was timing or something like that, right? So I think the best thing you can do is in your single season is take that time to work on you and intentionally, spend that time figuring out who you are and how you can grow and how you can be better. There's no time like the single time to figure that out. Because once you're in a relationship with somebody else, then they become a priority.
Yeah.
So it takes away from what you can do in your season of singleness.
Right.
So like for me, one of the things I did, and I'm more of like I told you I'm intentional, but it was kind of extreme. I hopped off social.
That boy was gone for years. It felt like years.
It was almost a year. It's like 11 months. But I hopped off social. I kind of took more extreme measures to really just take time away from other people, watching what was influencing me, watching what I was consuming. And I kind of spent that time to like individually or intentionally focus on myself and focus on God. And I try to focus on those relationships and build myself up. So I was really trying to like renew my mind in the sense of like get all of those things that I've adopted, the way of life, the thought processes, the behaviors, those things that were either toxic, insecurities, things that were preventing me from growing, really hone in and focus on why that's the case, remove those and like replace those with like beneficial or helpful things, right? And the best way for me to do that was to withdraw from social media and all these outside influences and really spend that time intentionally focused on me and like developing that path forward.
That's good.
So you kind of hit like a restart.
Yeah, essentially like restart, fresh start. Yeah.
And I think it's so dope that you said like you hopped off social for like 11 months, because I don't think people realize how many thoughts are not your thoughts.
Oh, yes.
Like a lot of people don't realize like a lot of this stuff that you seeing on social media, you reading on Twitter, like you start to adopt these, and these ain't even your thoughts. These ain't even your thoughts, your opinions, your values. And most times they go directly against it. But you see it so much that it kind of becomes ingrained in you.
So that's part of it. Even with hopping off social, it has to come to the realization to have these critical conversations with yourself. Like I start asking myself hard questions. Like what is it that JJ thinks? What is it that JJ believes? And dealing with those like real difficult questions, because for so long, it's very easy to go on autopilot and get through every day. But once you start asking those intentional questions to yourself, you can grow a lot.
Definitely.
That's good. So I think one of the things for me, and bro, shout out to Olivia, because we're dating, but they say until you're married, you're single.
Which is facts.
And so I would say one of the things, bro, that was the most pivotal for me was I went to therapy. Like a lot of y'all dating, but y'all really need therapists.
Speak on it.
A lot of y'all relationships
Destigmatized therapy,
right?
Because there's so many people who think that therapy is
like you about to go off the deep end.
Yeah, like they don't need help or they don't need therapy.
Nah, bro, you just go talk. Like sometimes it's good to go talk to an impartial party in your life, because this is the thing. Your friends, they gonna give it to you. My therapist, he be going in on me. Trash.
Oh, you garbage, Dante.
Yeah, you garbage. That's it. This cannot.
Unacceptable.
But I think that was one of the most influential things, because he helped me to like talk through things and see things that I didn't even necessarily recognize, things that were impacting, Olivia and I's relationship. And so I think therapy was the biggest thing for me. For some people, bro, it's finances, like focusing on your finances. And growing in that area. For other people, it could be you focusing on your body, getting right.
Yeah.
You know what's so crazy? People always get sexy after they single.
Yeah.
They be with you,
got that motivation.
don't be doing nothing.
One, they got the time. They not think about you no more.
That is true. And it's revenge. It's revenge.
It can be revenge.
It can be revenge. Like, I mean, part of you 50-50. Part of you is like, let me get right for me, but the other part
also
is like
for him or her.
Right, let me get right. So if I run into them out and about, I want to be like pow, cow, cow.
If you're doing that, you're definitely not healed.
Some of the things growing spiritually, like focusing on that. Like there's just so many things that I think that people can do. And when he started talking about like that season of just singleness, I think a lot of people in today's world, bro, see singleness as like it's a bad thing, but singleness is a blessing. And because this the thing, y'all be over here talking about Will Smith and them, and Jada be embarrassing Will every week.
Did Will actually say he was embarrassed?
Bro, he ain't saying nothing, but I'm embarrassed for him.
See, he might be fine with it.
I ain't really been following it like that.
Bro,
she basically just like trying to dress him up as Tupac for Halloween, and her and Tupac had a history.
Bro, she basically she be going on there just being like,
She wild.
Bro,
She
she
wildin'.
wild. She wild. She had to
Talk
just
about how he could their like sex life and
no,
stuff
but
like
even Will, he off the dome.
You know what?
You know he got this book coming out, and this man talking about he had fell in love with this older white lady
yeah.
when he was filming that movie, whatever movie that was.
I bet if you ask them how they handled their season of singleness,
They ain't do it.
They were single in their relationship. They open.
they be like, where
open.
we been single.
They open like a convenience store.
But that's one of the things that I also didn't do though. I know Coop said that one thing for him was to get out there and go date, get your feet wet. I didn't.
You didn't date. But do you think that do you see that as a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's just based on timing. I think if you're at a place where you feel like you've grown and you're mature enough to be able to get back out there, then to do that. If not, then you're setting yourself up to repeat behaviors and patterns and things that you haven't really healed or grown from.
I agree with that because I think dating can essentially keep you busy. You could be dating so many people, you might as well be in a relationship.
Right.
Like, and so a lot of times, some people see dating as just, it'll be something that keeps you busy and it's not productive.
Yeah.
So I think that's the thing too. If you're dating and you understand that it's helping and not necessarily hurting, then yeah. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's like timing. So like, it's not. I didn't start dating right off the rip. Like it was time before I started dating again.
Right.
But in that time, that's when I was more intentional with like everything I do.
Yeah.
Bro, I think that is super big. So we want to know from you guys, because I want to know what is something that you are doing either in your singleness right now or you did in your singleness that you believe is helping to prepare you for your future relationship or for your relationship that you're in right now. What is the thing that you did in your season of singleness that helped make you better for your person that you are wanting to date or dating right now?
And we talked about like what we did in our singleness, but what would you do differently?
I think I would have hopped off social. I think I would have hopped off social. I think that is a big thing that people see as small. Like it's a small thing. Because I think when I said earlier about you don't know what thoughts are your own, I think that is big. Like now I'm starting to really just think through my thoughts. Like, is that my thought? Is that how I feel about this? Or is this, did I just see this somewhere? So I think I would have hopped off social, bro.
I think I would have, or even now, like take the time to invest in all of the things that I want to pursue.
Yeah,
right,
that's
like
good.
right now I have time like I'll never have time before.
Right.
So if I only want to sleep 4 hours a night or whatever it is, and I want to pursue all these
Grind
different
on
business ventures and just grind everything out, like now is like the perfect time.
That
to do
definitely is the best time,
before
yeah.
I'm in a marriage or something like that, because then your time's allocated differently.
Right.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Pursue my personal passions more before getting serious in a relationship.
That's good. That's good. So yeah, guys, we want to hear from y'all because we want to know, are you intentional in your season of singleness? What did you do when you were single? Please go to our IG at the Soundboard Podcast and let us know how you feel about that.
And now it is the time for the sound bite of the week.
Soundbite of the week. It's coming from your wife,
Yeah.
The first lady of the pod.
the first lady of the pod. Oh, I'll read it.
I was gonna let you read your wife's, man.
I'll read it because today I held her breast.
Whoa!
I'm joking. I picked up her little pump.
Or pumps.
I picked up her little milking things. And so this is from Key. It says, when you focus on your fears, you end up running into them. When you focus on your goals, you end up manifesting them. Let me read that again. When you focus
chose
on your
well.
fears, you end up running into them. When you focus on your goals, you end up manifesting them. That is from the first lady of the pod, Key.
And that is so good because it's like everybody knows the law of attraction.
Yep.
So if you're constantly thinking about
It's what you're gonna attract.
exactly.
Or they definitely be like, when you focus on your fears, you end up running into them. I am so scared of $4 million. Terrified. Petrified. I can't even sleep at night.
I'm running from the money. I'm trying to run away
I
from
am
the
so
money.
scared of $1 million.
The $1 million just walking
Please.
by me like Jason, just walking. I'm running.
Please, I can't sleep at night.
Boy, $4 million about to show up.
No, that's good. That's
Hey,
good.
it's all about perspective, though.
It
bro.
is.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It's really like what you focus on is perspective.
Yeah.
You focus on negative, you're going to attract negative. You
Yep.
focus on positive, you're going to attract positive.
Definitely.
That's why y'all lives negative. Not y'all, mine.
I'm like, Dante, did your bed just break and you get hit with a rock?
Yo, but in my defense, I am choosing joy.
Good job.
It's
bro.
hard to choose every day though, but I'm choosing it. So yeah, so
Start
shut up.
manifesting it.
Yeah, I gotta start. I'm gonna have to. They say you gotta start moving in the direction of it, even if you don't see it yet.
Oh, yes.
So you gotta
That's a
start
word.
walking it. You gotta start walking in it, even if you don't see it yet.
Not that I didn't feel like Key's soundbite was good enough.
He tried to
No,
come
I
through with
did
his
come
own
with his own.
soundbite.
No,
Come
it was
with his
good.
own.
It was good. When you focus on your fears, you end up running into them. When you focus on your goals, you end up manifesting them. Shout out to Keith.
Shout out to Key.
So, guys, we are 4 reviews away from the goal of 50. Now, we told y'all this last time. I ain't gonna say y'all let us down. But we didn't reach the goal.
And we've reviewed the numbers of listeners. We have more than enough.
And
Somebody ain't reviewing.
And we looked at technically, we only asking for 1/3, 1/4 of y'all.
What? Less than that.
Based on how many people
Yeah.
listen to us,
Yeah.
like on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about total?
Yeah, total.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We really only asking for 1/4 of y'all
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go comment.
Yeah.
So hop on that. The Soundboard Podcast on Apple Podcast. And also follow us on IG, man, at the Soundboard Podcast.
And don't forget, if there's anything that you heard that you want to comment on, make sure to just send us a sound off in our Instagram inbox.
DM.
DM. Yeah, shoot us
That's
a
what
DM.
the kids
with
say,
that.
DM.
Yeah, they say DM. In fact, yeah, for sure. Like some of y'all, what are y'all focusing on this season of singleness?
Well, I'm a whole dad. I don't know what these kids be doing out
Boy,
here.
this boy,
Boy.
a home dad
Young
for 24
men,
hours.
Pipe
Yeah.
down. Pipe down.
Can't even say it.
Pipe down,
even say
young
it.
man.
Can't even say it.
I'm old.
He gonna start talking like Jason Wills.
Hey, bro.
I'm gonna start calling y'all son. Now, son,
No, you important.
you important.
You
son.
are important. Yeah, man. So I want to hear some of y'all's opinions on that.
Yeah.
What did you focus on in your season 6? So we need that dropped in the DM.
Oh, yeah, I
We
know.
need that dropped in the DM. And let me tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna put that post up, and with the ones we think we good, we're gonna hit you on your DM and say, send us that voice back.
Oh yeah.
Send us the sound off back. But guys, man, y'all can keep up with your boy Dante at DONTAE Speaks Life.
And follow your boy JJ at _Jeremy J.
And this is Coop. You can find me on IG at thisiscoop_.
We'll holler at y'all next week.
We out.
Peace.